Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Chips and Talk. Grab a snack. Let's chat. This is episode 48 of the best podcast in the world, sort of, kind of, maybe. If you think it is, you're here. Although, I don't know, you're probably cheating on me with other podcasts, which is okay. It's totally okay because I do the same thing. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube. My YouTube is, of course, superjesusjackson. I really appreciate it. Show your love by giving the video a like if you're on video through YouTube, or leave a review on the podcast platform of your choice. Tell your friends about this terrible podcast, of course, that is Chips and Talk. We literally grab a snack, any kind. That's what we do here, and we kind of munch on video, do some ASMR action, and then we pick a random topic or kind of tell you what I've been doing, what I've been up to. In this case, I don't have a snack because, like in other instances where I don't have a snack, I am full. I just ate The Habit, and I believe East Coast individuals don't know about The Habit, but it's essentially a burger grill joint, and it's delicious. It's amazing. It tastes like a normal, like, backyard burger, but at the same time still has that fast food taste, specifically more with the fries. It's really incredible. I believe it's originally from California, and it jumped over to Las Vegas, Nevada. But it's amazing. It's delicious. But I do have a shake. I don't know if you can see it actually on that part of the screen. I do have a shake, a chocolate Hershey's shake that they offer. Again, it's delicious, absolutely delicious. Probably the best shake I've had in a fast food joint ever, probably. But although I'm just a sucker for chocolate. I just love chocolate. But I'm way too full. I should not be snacking. I do have snacks, but this is the only time I'm recording. In fact, I'm recording this late. It is currently Sunday, November 27th, 3:32 p.m. And I should have recorded this last night, but I was busy, and then I was busy earlier today, and so here we are. You know, I don't know. Some stuff's been going on. Some stuff occasionally here. What the hell is what's in the background? What is that? See, this is part of me. I clearly don't have my own place yet. I still live under the roof of certain individuals. Have I even told you guys my age, how old I am? I'm 24 years old. And it's not fun. Okay, your early 20s suck. They suck, okay? Like, I wish I could go back to being 16 or 15 again. Although I did have my issues at the time. I'm not going to lie. But the early 20s are just not very good. But anyways, I don't even know where I'm going. I ramble a lot, okay, in this episode. I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be rambling this entire episode. I've already predicted. But it's not a prediction. It is a rational analysis, because previous episodes I tend to ramble and talk about absolutely everything and nothing. God, yeah. So I just ate. There's some noise outside of my room, which is not anything new. But I will tell you, I guess, what I've been up to. For those of you who really know me and who really pay attention to my channel, you notice that I have a seemingly smaller TV. I just got an OLED TV. It's a 4K Sony A90 something, which I gotta say, you tech giants, you gotta pick better names for your devices. Like, from cameras to TVs to even phones sometimes. At least like the phones that are not the iPhones or the Samsungs. Like, it's some insane, like, it sounds like a computer virus. That is what the names of some of these devices sound like. A90K, C2 Evo. Like, what is that? What's going on? I don't understand. Why can't you just use normal names? But I suppose, whoa. So I did an AirPlay with my TV, and it even plays the alarm through my TV. That's actually pretty cool. I could totally do that just to kind of, wake myself up, really. That's pretty good. But, oh, it just went out. Let me turn off my alarm here because I feel like it's going to go on again. There we go. So, there we go. This is what we get, guys. This is what we get when you don't prepare. You get... Oh, shit. For some reason, it gave me an AirPlay for another TV. But there we go. And I clicked on it, so maybe there's someone around my neighborhood who just randomly got a picture of my podcast. But anyways, where was I? Names for devices. It's just insane. It's insane. I mean, I suppose it's a little hard because, TVs and cameras and whatnot, like there's just so many that come out all at the same time, or, like consistently, or, different variations of the same TV, or different variations of different TVs. I don't know. And so it would just be, you can't really name it like Sony TV 1, Sony TV 2. Like you can't, although that would be super easy. But I don't know. There must be some reason, of course. But it is very complicated. It is very complicated. I mean, like whenever you talk to someone about, unless they really know what they're talking about, unless they really do their homework on TVs, like you can't really tell them like what TV you got. You just essentially say, well, it's 50 inch OLED 4K, all this. But really, like, there's just a lot more features that really you could be talking about if everyone did the research on names for TVs, but that's if the TV names were easy to remember, but they're not. But this is a Bravia A90 something TV. It's OLED. It is 48 inch. It's slightly smaller than the original TV that you guys know and love at this point. That TV was a Toshiba Smart 4K Ultra HD 50-inch TV. So this one is 2 inches smaller. I don't know what that means, but it is a little smaller. It also has... It's also because the bezels of this TV are just much smaller, at least thinner. Whereas like the bezels for the Toshiba, I mean, they're thick. It's pretty big. So I prefer this look much better, but it is much more terrifying to move this TV as opposed to the other TV that I had, because you feel like everywhere you touch, you're touching the TV, the actual screen, and your fingerprints are going all over the place, and you're just gonna break it or something, So it's pretty bad. But I've always wanted an OLED TV. They've always been incredibly expensive, and I've come to the point now where income-wise, I can sort of, I guess, afford one. Although I would make the argument that I can't afford anything in my life. But I mean, it was a Black Friday sale. I got like $200 off of it. Like it's really not a bad. It wasn't a good deal, that is, as I just bought one. Like, I thought about upgrading my camera, although I don't really need to. Like, I'm not going to be shooting a music video anytime soon, although I really do want to. But this camera does just fine. I mean, I was thinking of getting, like, a 4K camera, although I would never really shoot in 4K. It's pointless to do that, because I'm just talking. I'm literally just here. Why do you need to see me in 4K? This is completely fine video quality. But I thought about upgrading my camera, but my camera, at least the cameras that I was looking at, were not on sale. So I was like, it's kind of pointless, like, to buy one on Black Friday that's on sale. So I decided to go with the TV. And initially, I wanted to do the TV. Although, I have always wanted, been wanting to upgrade my camera, because I've had this camera for years at this point. But I haven't really used it for sure. It's only been about 2-something years that I've consistently been using this camera for video. I mean, I had it years prior to that, but I didn't really use it. I used it for pictures occasionally and random video. But now this is legitimately the camera that I'm using, and I don't know anything about lenses or anything like that, but, the cameras that I did want to get were not on sale. So I just decided to go with the TV, and there was a couple deals that completely got away from me. I was more prepared for Black Friday now than I was ever, and I still, messed up, and I didn't get good deals on certain TVs. Like, I could have gotten... I mean, I'm sure there was a difference. I think this is a newer model TV, this A90K, because the other TVs that I was seeing that were Sony as well, because I was going to get the LG Evo OLED TV, but I'm a Sony person. Like, I just love Sony. Like, I have a PlayStation 5, and so I just wanted to double down with that. And I do not regret it, but I do feel like this TV was a little bit more on the expensive side compared to the other TVs that unfortunately just weren't in stock, and I didn't rush to get the deal quick enough. Now I know, though, for sure, but I'm not going to be upgrading anytime soon, so I lost my opportunity there. But I do think that I still ended up getting, a bang for my buck, because I feel like this TV is a little newer, just in general. I think the other TVs that I missed out on were a little older, but they had the same, like the majority of the specifications that this one has, they had them, but maybe this one did it a little bit better. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it was a newer TV, a newer model. Newer version of these TVs, that is. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a decent deal, because most of the time, when I look at deals when I look at OLED TVs, they're insane, just over $1,500 no matter what, which is ridiculous to me. So, I mean, this was about as good as it was going to get, even though it could have gotten, I could have gotten way better deals. But whatever, it's all right. And the LG one was discounted a little bit more than this one was. I believe the LG one was $350 off compared to this one that was $200 off. I don't want to tell you exactly the price of the TV, because I would give you a heart attack. But here's the thing. My previous TV, like, I would plug it in, and I bought it used at the time during Black Friday, like about almost 4 years ago, I think, at this point. I think I got it around 2017, so 18, 19, 20, 21, yeah, a little bit more than 4 years. I think I got it in 2017. I might have gotten it in 2018. I'm not sure. I think it's 2018 or 2017. It was literally one of those. And I think I got it for like $300, which is super cheap, or maybe a little less than that, because it was open box. And I was fine. I mean, I wanted a big TV, 4K, Ultra HD, right? So I kept it for all this time, but it always had input problems. Like, it just, and especially once I got a PS4 Pro and now a PS5, and I wanted to take advantage of the HDR capabilities of the TV for gaming and whatnot. Like, I noticed that the TV would just, and also when I got a sound bar to watch movies, like, I wasn't able, for some reason, like, the HDR would just not be on, or the sound bar wouldn't work. And then I'd have to go into the settings, and I remembered a setting that I had to go to flip on and off in order for things to activate, like the sound bar, for the sound to come through the sound bar, or the HDR. I have to restart my PS5, like, every single time pretty much, in order to get that HDR look. And it was infuriating. Like, it wasn't infuriating, but it was just small things that really annoyed me, right? And so, and ultimately, it was an OLED. It was a big TV. It was plenty big for me, honestly, for my room. It wasn't going to be a living room TV anytime soon. And it was 4K or whatever. Whatever that is. But it wasn't OLED. I've always wanted an OLED TV, right? And I never really paid attention to frame rate, or the what is it, the MZs, like the 60 hertz or the 120 hertz or whatever. I never really paid attention to that. I'm not a huge, like, online gamer as much as I used to be. I'd like to eventually go back to that, right? But, I never really paid attention to that. So to me, it was like, okay, it's 4K, and it was cheap at the time. I wasn't going to get an OLED anytime soon. That was just way too much. And then, fast forward to now, I was looking at the deals and whatnot, and I was like, you know what? I guess it's time to upgrade for me. So now I have a TV that I'm pretty much going to stay with for a long time until I get my own place, and then I will splurge on a bigger TV, of course. But this TV is perfect for my room. But here's the thing. So at first I was a little bit kind of upset, like I didn't get the best deals, on a TV. I didn't get the best deal on a TV. But it was Sony, it was OLED. Ultimately, I plugged it in. I just, I like I said, I did get a discount. I got $200 off of it, whatever. But I brought it home. I plugged it in, everything, right? And I turned it on, and the sound bar, like, immediately registered with the TV. and everything was plugged in correctly. The ARC HDMI connection from the soundbar to the TV, that was right. I plugged in the HDMI ARC where it needed to for the correct HDMI. In this TV particularly, it's HDMI 3. And so I did that, and then immediately when I started setting up my TV, the soundbar activated. And I was like, you know what? This was worth it. And then, obviously, I just started playing. I played a little bit the first night that I got it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm playing God of War Ragnarok right now. Ragnarok on the PS5. And it just looks incredible. It does. It looks amazing, okay? Like, it's just... And the thing, too, with the OLED is, compared to LED, is the blacks are super black. Like, they're just very rich. Like, it's just... You see the different shades of black, like and it's just, it's amazing. It's beautiful. Like, you just see much more, what is it? Like, diversity in the shadows, like, it's very simple stuff, but also the colors are just much brighter. Everything just looks better. It just looks much more vivid, right? And so I'm very excited to just do anything and everything with this TV. I really am. It's just beautiful. I love the remote control as well. I wish it was kind of more Apple oriented because I'm using my Google account on it or whatever, but AirPlay works on it. I'm sure AirPlay worked on the Toshiba or whatever, but here it is with that. That works seamlessly. My streaming's on there, HBO Max, Apple TV, all that good stuff. But of course, I do have the 4K player with the PlayStation 5. So, movies galore, man. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm pretty happy with it. Actually, no, I'm not going to say pretty happy with it. I'm going to say I'm very happy with it. At the end of the day, it's a TV that I wanted, and it's OLED, which is really what I care about. And for those of you who are super nerdy or super into video games, OLED was something that phones didn't even have for the longest time. Obviously, the iPhones and newer iPhones have OLED. And a little guy by the name of the PlayStation Vita, which was a PlayStation handheld gaming device, had OLED. And that was beautiful. It was just a beautiful screen, completely killed, the Nintendo 3DS screen and its LED-ness and everything else. So I'm just really happy with what I got. I really am. And I'm glad it was Sony. I could have been LG, but I ultimately went with Sony just because of the seamlessness of the PS5. And at the end of the day, it's not like a deal breaker. Like, if you end up getting an LG when you have a PS5, like, you'll be fine. But there's that brand loyalty thing, where it's like, well, I got a Sony TV and a PlayStation 5. Like, it just works, right? So that's ultimately what I went to, even though the Bravia TVs are a little bit more expensive than the LGs. So that kind of hurts the bottom line sometimes. But anyways, update on my YouTube. Well, that was Black Friday. I'm curious as to, look at me just jumping around. Go in the comment section. Let me know what you got during Black Friday. Do you even participate in Black Friday? I will say this Black Friday was probably the most normal Black Friday I think I've ever, participated in. Like, there was people, there was a lot of things. Oh, and I will say, this TV was kind of hiding. It was kind of hiding in the TV area, but it was in an area where it shouldn't have been. Like, it wasn't in the Sony TV area, and it was kind of in the middle of a bunch of these other Samsung, LG TVs, and it was just this Sony TV right there. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this was the only one left. And the prices, I bought it at Best Buy, and the prices, for some of the TVs were there for the other TVs, but not for this Sony TV. And it was the only one in that area. At all, in general. I went to the Sony area, I didn't see this TV. I went to that area, and there was one of these. So I'm guessing that this was the last one. So it was the bottom of the barrel deal that you were going to get for an OLED Sony TV. So I'm glad I got it. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you get or what you got during Black Friday. But particularly, this was the best Black Friday experience for me. It was not crazy. Thank God, no one died and no one got squished or anything like that. That being said, I didn't go to Walmart, but I went to Best Buy. But, you would think Best Buy would be absolutely crazy, right? Because it is Best Buy, it is electronics galore. And if there's any Black Friday symbol out there, it is the TV deals, right? Like that is when you think of Black Friday, you think of, person rushing in to get the TV and then dies in the middle of it. Like that's what you get, right? But anyways, so I'm Black Friday aside, I think where was I going into? YouTube stuff. So unfortunately, Thanksgiving got in the way. My editor right now is like, hey, this week and next week I'm going to be unavailable. So the videos are going to slow down for these couple weeks, everyone. I'm sorry. Hell, I mean, even this Chips and Talk video, I'm going to upload it immediately after I finish recording this. But like it's late. I'm working right now on a Michael Jackson Thriller 40 review / retrospective on the album in general. It is pretty beefy. It's going to be more than 20 minutes long, which is at this point, like, it's pretty long for me now. Like, I mean, I've put out, like, the longest video I've put out is 30 minutes talking about Michael Jackson. No surprise there. But this one is going to be probably at least 20 minutes, probably max 25 minutes. Can I see it going above 25 minutes? Maybe just a tiny bit, but I could probably see at least 20 to 25 between there. And I mean, once you get into the 23-minute mark or whatever, that's when it starts getting super duper long. Like 20 is bearable, but it's still longer than usual. With my editor and whatnot and the type of videos that I've been recently making, I would say like 18, 16 minutes is like the max for me. And so I definitely feel the burn once I go like past the 15-minute mark. So this one's gonna be long. It's gonna take a while. I recorded it on Monday of this week, and I should have worked on it more, but there's other stuff I had to do, and it's this thing where I haven't uploaded I haven't edited a video like hands-on like in a while, I guess. Although I still, my editor, he does like that first edit and then he kind of hands it over to me, and I just do the important creative finishing touches on it or whatnot. Yeah, it's a process, and this is going to take a while. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to finish it tonight, and I'll probably upload it probably tomorrow morning or Tuesday at the latest, I would say. So I'm really sorry about that. It's a great video. I think it'll be great for those of you. I mean, I see a lot of you loved that Beat It, Thriller 40 discussion, also with the reaction for the Beat It video now in 4K. So I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Or I'm sure you'll enjoy this coming video. So it's good stuff. It really is. But it's going to take a while. And I used to stress like a lot about putting out videos that just like, I used to be like, oh my God, like I would work like super late night to get a video on time. But, now, unfortunately, once you start getting a little bit more success, you just start getting a little bit more comfortable. But, I can't be doing this to my audience. I mean, but it was Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, come on, or Thanksgiving week. Like, I mean, what do you expect, everyone, But anyways. So that's YouTube, an update on that. I have been playing God of War Ragnarok on the PlayStation 5. I've been trying to get back into video games. It's difficult. I don't play it as often. I've only got like 5 hours into the game, and I've had it for, I think, more than a week, way more than a week now. And that is as far as I've gotten. It's insane. It's like a 30+ hour video game probably, and I'm only like 5 hours in. So it's going to be a long time. Next game on my radar is Callisto Protocol. This is like a Dead Space spiritual successor. For those of you who don't know Dead Space, it's a video game, a horror space video game. It's incredible. Although I will say I didn't play it when it came out. I started playing it. I went back to it. I wanted to experience it. I was playing it on the 360 through backwards compatibility, and it was very much inspired by Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite video game of all time, but Dead Space just heard so much good things about it, and so I started playing it, and I can see why it's so good, but I'm unfortunately I didn't stick to it. Part of it is because, like I said, I'm very busy. I don't have the time that I used to anymore to just dedicate myself to video games. So I just kind of let it go, which I kind of feel bad about because I did put in a solid, I would say, 5 hours into it or something like that. So if I go back to it, I'd probably have to restart it, and that'd be annoying. But there is a remake for Dead Space coming out early next year. So, but then again, there's this thing where I don't know if I want to go to that one or do I want to jump on the original one. I feel like I want to go on the original one and beat that one before I go into the remake. But I don't know. I just might. I don't know. Like the small 5-6 hours that I did play it, like it's great. I can see why it's very engaging, but I don't know. It just didn't grab me fully. But then again, like I said, I'm just a busy person. But anyways, God of War Ragnarok. I think I did mention somewhere in some episode that the reason why I'm getting it or reason why I did get it is because I beat the original God of War and it has a sort of emotional attachment to me. I played it during a breakup, and so it kind of got me through a little bit. And that's part of the reason why I got God of War Ragnarok. I just wanted to support that studio and the series because of the first game, my experience with the first game. And it was a good game too. But this one I'm playing it and it's really good. Like it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. It starts slow, but just stick along, like stick with it, and it'll get you. It really will. And it's a reminder that video games are the greatest form of storytelling, the greatest art form. Like really. Besides like music, I would say, or setting aside music, I think video games definitely are just I guess not art form. Let's not go into that because it's a very difficult thing to debate. Although theoretically, I do think it is, since it is the greatest form of entertainment, in my opinion, I do think that it would be de facto the greatest form of art as well. It just proves storytelling wise, gameplay wise, just engagement wise, graphics wise, it is just it is peak entertainment for sure. So it's really good stuff. And it has a setting, and an overall aesthetic that is not biased towards me. Like I'm not really a fan of fantasy or medieval stuff or Norse stuff at all. I prefer more Roman and Greek, what is it? Mythology. But this one's just really interesting because, we literally got like someone that is based off of Greek culture or Greek mythology, and they just put him in Norse mythology. It's pretty cool. But anyways, so I'm playing that, and there's a couple of games, like I said, Callisto Protocol that I'm looking forward to, and also Resident Evil 4 Remake coming next year, along with Hogwarts Legacy, which just looks absolutely incredible. And here's the thing too, is why video games are so great, because I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. At least I'm not going to say that I'm not a fan, but I'm just not, they're not in my DNA as much as other people would say they are. But video games make me want to play Star Wars games. They Star Wars games intrigue me. Harry Potter games intrigue me, like in video game form. So that's how powerful video games are. But there we have it. That is an update. That is all the time we have. I have about 30 seconds to say goodbye to you. But thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Give this video a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Super Jesus Jackson is the YouTube channel name, or leave a review on the podcast platform of your choice. Thank you so much for joining me today. You take care. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, you beautiful creature. You take care. You stay safe. And until next time, I love you.